Hey, welcome to Sipper Social Club. I'm Jeremy here with my good friend Rob from Whiskey in the How is it going?
Pretty good. Happy to be here. Finally made it out.
Yes, finally made it over. Last time we went live, Rob was supposed to come by, but we had a huge ice storm in Toronto, limited traffic. So here tonight, and pretty good night to come. We got some nice bourbon to try tonight.
Pretty spectacular bourbon.
Buffalo Traces, barrel proof stuff. I haven't forgotten anything here, have I? I was trying to think. This is every one of their barrel-proof bourbon whiskeys.
Yeah, as long as we emphasize bourbon, I think we're good, right?
Right. I mean, they have some cask strength ryes, but as far as bourbon's concerned, I think these are the five. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think this is it. If you're watching this on the replay, I'll throw some timestamps in the description so you can kind of jump ahead. We got lots of stuff going on tonight. We're going to do these five whiskeys blind. They're all set up by our lovely assistant, Caitlin. She did all of this stuff, labeled all the bottles, labeled all the samples. So we don't know what we're trying, but we are going to try them at the same time. So we're trying the same whiskey at the same time, but we won't know which one is which. And the goal is just to pick our favorite and see what one, rank them first to last, and see how this kind of works. It's going to be interesting because I know that you are a William Larue Weller fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm kind of more George C. Stagg. So it's going to be interesting to see where these kind of fall tonight. If we do pick our favorites, or maybe not. We'll see.
The thing that's going to interest me most is the fact that I've never been a huge Blanton's fan. Okay. So if I taste the Blantons and I'm like, oh, wow, this is awesome, then I don't know, maybe I'm just being a jerk.
Well, I think as far as the Blanton's range is concerned, my favorite's been the straight from the barrel.
Yeah, me too.
The other ones are good whiskeys as well, but I think for this one is for sure my favorite. I reviewed this one, I think, on my channel as well.
Mm-hmm. I think we did this one together on my channel.
Yeah, that's right. The first time we cracked this on your channel, or we just did it on your channel?
I think we just did the review on the channel, yeah.
Right. One that I hadn't really tried before, like 3 days ago, was this. The H. Taylor barrel proof. Mm-hmm. So I've only had experience with it just to there. Me and my other buddy, we kind of got into it one night. But have you tried it before?
I haven't. I've been looking for it, so this will be fun. This will be fun.
It's a hard one to find. A lot of these E.H. Taylors command a lot of money on the secondary market. Anything except for, I think, like the small batch and maybe the single barrel. Mm-hmm. They're hard to find, and they go for a lot of money.
Well, in Ontario, they're all hard to find, right? But in Alberta and some other places, they're always on the shelf, almost. Not the barrel proof.
The small batch.
Like all the
small batch you can find. Yeah. All right. Well, you got the chat up. Who do we got going here? Let me pull up the chat.
Got quite a bit. We got Peter White's in the house. Santa Cruz in. We got Arash. We got Kevin Mayato. We got Mark Saliba. Christine Deems. Moose 76. Vito. Our boy from Cask Strength.
What's up, Vito?
What else do we have? We have Eric Waite. What's going on? We got Kev Donde, or I probably butchered that. We got your lovely assistant, Caitlin. We have Ben and Jonathan. This is technically the host's job to do this.
Yeah, well.
Michael as well. What's going on, guys?
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
And then Doom 1983.
Doom. Who's that?
That's his handle, so I don't know.
Okay. So let me just talk about what else we got going on tonight. You got the dartboard behind me. If you watched my first live, we'll do another blind challenge later where we just kind of throw a dartboard. I got 20 different samples. We try to pick out of a list which one we're trying. And if we fail, we give away more stuff.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of a fun one. A little bit of bourbon news, Scotch news as well. I guess we can start with that.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to pull up, and if you're active on social, you will definitely have seen this. You sent this to me. Was it Sunday?
Yeah. I think I'll let you say it.
Yeah. So Weller has, I guess, I don't know if this got like leaked or what, but you kind of sent me like their application to like the US government to get their label approved.
Yeah.
Here it is. So Weller is releasing a full proof bourbon bottled at 57% ABV. So they're bottling it at the same ABV they put it into the cask at.
Yeah.
So not cask strength, not barrel proof, but they put it in. Obviously, it's going to lose a little bit of water, gain some more ABV, and then they're going to bring that water back into it, 57%. Obviously, this is going to go completely crazy on the secondary market. Yeah. If it's anything like the CYBP, did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so.
CYBP.
White label one.
Yeah, so that was like kind of like a crowdsource, like a fan source recipe.
Yeah.
Limited edition. I don't know if this one's going to be limited or not. I was talking to your boy, our boy, Mash and Drum. He's actually getting a barrel pick of this.
Yeah.
In the summertime. I think he said around July, perhaps. So you can kind of expect it to come out maybe in July. But
and he may or may not have said that. Well, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm just let's just leave it at that.
I think he'll be the first to review it. That's for sure. Mash and Drum will be the first to review this, so look forward to his review on that.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see how this works. Is it going to be a yearly release? Is it going to go into their core range, or is it going to be like kind of a one-off kind of thing? I don't know if people really know that yet. I think Jason was saying maybe it could be a yearly release. Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting to see where it goes on the secondary, because that CYBP, as soon as they hit the secondary market, $450 US. It's since come down since the reviews have been like, well, it's not much better than the 12 or the 107, if it is even better than those ones.
Right. And so, that's like a lot of these things though, right? Like these two are supposed to be like crazy limited, but they release between 30 and 70,000 a year. Right. So like that's not super limited.
It's relatively a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's not, I mean, the problem is that the guys that get their hands on these two tend to buy 2-3 cases, stash them. You get a lot of these stores in the States where you're getting like a bunch of store owners that are just stashing them for themselves as well. So.
Absolutely. And I mean, if we owned a liquor store, we would do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not judging. I'm just
right.
I'm just angry, old, and bitter.
Right. Like some people we know. So interesting to see. I've heard secondary murmurings that it's gonna be around $400 US on the secondary market. I don't know. We'll see. I could see it definitely starting there and then the market kind of like sorting itself out, but definitely a hot ticket for sure. Now there's only about we got a super chat.
Get the gong.
We got a super chat.
The gong.
Get out the gong. Get out the gong. Kevin, thank you very much. The gong, the gong is here. Just throw it on your side because I don't have much room.
I'm gonna let you do the honors though.
No, you do the honors. You're the guest.
I get to do.
You get to hit the gong. Give it a good whack. Yeah. There you go. Thanks so much, Kevin. Really appreciate it. Cheers, man.
Solid.
So it'll be interesting to see where that kind of lands on the secondary. I'm assuming the LCBO will get some bottles.
That's a good question.
It might show up in the lottery like it does with the 12. James C. Yep. Wants to keep the gong going. You might as well leave it up, perhaps.
Let's keep it up here.
James, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
James is a good guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good guys in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
Good people and ladies, I should say.
Well, I think this microphone does a good job of dampening the sound. Like as soon as it peaks audio, it brings it down. So
as we get deeper into this barrel proof tasting, that gong is just get a little louder.
We'll have to get a bigger mallet. All right.
Your cat's gonna hate my guts.
So one last point on that Weller. Only about 3% more ABV than the 107. I'm interested to see what the major differences is. I'm sure there's a little bit different mash bill.
I mean, they're all different barrels usually anyway. I guess for the 107, they probably only take from a specific area.
Sure.
Right. This is probably going to be a little bit more, a better selection of barrels maybe, I would think.
Yeah.
depending on what their retail cost is going to be. Because if it's in and around what the 107 is, then it's just the same stuff, just bottled a little bit higher.
I mean, it could just be, you know, Weller being Weller and just feeling like everyone is hard for our stuff, and here's something to get yourselves wet off. I mean, right?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, that's always a very likely scenario.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse's in the chat. He's working tonight, my coworker. Everyone's saying hi from work. Cheers, Jesse. What's up, Keisha? How are you guys doing? Hope you're hope you got a quiet night tonight and watch a little bourbon get drank. Next up in news, one of your favorite companies is getting more into the distillery game. Gordon MacPhail. They are starting up or have plans for a new distillery. This one is going to be in Speyside. They're actually trying to build it in a national park. Wow. So production wise, I think the size of this one, they do own Ben Romick. It's going to be kind of the same size as Ben Romick. I think more of the smaller size distillery. Saying here that they're going to look to produce about 375,000 liters, but it can be expanded up to 2 million liters. Now, to put that in perspective, Ben Romick does about 500,000 liters of whiskey a year. Okay. And then if you compare that to like a bigger distillery like Macallan's old distillery did 8 million liters a year. Wow. So they're about, you know, they're going to start out about, you know, a 20th of the size, but can expand up to about 2 million liters.
It's crazy that it took this long. Like, they've been around for quite some time.
Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, it's with Ben Romick being, you know, the success that it is, it's a great distillery. Yeah. You know, expand out, and they're going to do some Speyside stuff. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what they come up with. And I guess it's going to probably be like 10 years from now. They're looking to complete that project like late 2020.
Well, I'm a big fan of all their, well, it's not technically sourced, but their independent offerings.
Sure.
Which are.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine it going south.
Right. One more thing in go ahead.
Just a bunch of people are in the chat that are joining us. I'm not sure what the numbers are here. It's not showing me, or I just can't find it.
We got 44 watching currently.
Nice. Joe Mez in the house, Scotch Test Dummies. My Bourbon Journey as well. You just got a super chat.
Oh, Jason, what's going on? They need the gong. It's a fun gong to hit. It's funny because like when I was watching one of Jason's when I was watching one of his live, you know, he's got the symbol.
Yeah.
And as I'm like literally painting that like really messy Glencairn on this thing to like personalize it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a gong going next." I'm like, "Are you serious? I got the gong." I guess just as he said, good minds think alike. So yeah. I just like that gong sound. It's nice.
Pretty cool.
It's cool.
It's pretty cool.
So lastly, in Scotch news, you guys have all seen this already. It is the newest from Ardbeg, the drum. So this one, Eric Waite did an awesome review on this. So go check out Eric Waite's review. I think he was the first whiskey tuber to get a bottle review it. So the main difference for this one, they use ex-bourbon cask, then they finish it in a rum barrel. Mm-hmm. So I don't think Ardbeg's used rum before. I'm not 100% sure on that. They might have, but I think this is pretty recent for like a release that's for them to do rum finishing.
Yeah, I don't think so. The grooves, you would think, because it just has like a Caribbean vibe to it, like the title, but I think it's wine, the grooves. So.
Yeah, it is. So that's that. The community release is out now, 50% ABV. The regular release is coming out in June around Ardbeg Day, which is like late May, early June, 46% for that one. Mm-hmm. I just bought a bottle.
Yeah. I
bought a bottle in the States. I paid secondary market just because I wanted it and I needed it. So I paid up for that one, but we don't see them here. We don't see them in Ontario. The community releases I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
no, we don't.
So that will be coming shortly. So I'm interested to try that.
And regular expressions are never as good as the committee release. Like not even
Usually
close.
not. Usually not.
So it was worth the investment. I mean,
now, I've been a little disappointed with some recent releases. I didn't think the Grooves was. I thought it was a good whiskey. It wasn't a great whiskey.
Yeah, I agree.
Overpriced in my opinion because the core range stuff I like and it's a lot cheaper.
You didn't love the Dark Cove at first, and then you warmed up to it.
That Dark Cove, yeah. Eric and I did that kind of review live on his channel, and that bottle took a long time to oxidize to get to the point where I thought it was good. I did not like it the first 10 glasses I had, maybe.
Yeah, wow.
You know, maybe like between the first 5 to 10 ounces of that, I did not enjoy, and then it kind of got rounded. There was like this oak note to it that I just didn't think it was good, but that kind of settled, rounded, and then now I do like the whiskey a lot.
Well, yeah, that happens.
Yeah. All right, so let's start with this Buffalo Trace stuff. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna taste the same whiskey at the same time. We do not know which one is which. The point of this is just to determine which one we like the best, which one we like the least, and we're gonna do a giveaway. Of course, we're gonna give away a 1 ounce sample of each and every one of these bottles to one lucky person. That trivia question will come at the end of our tasting, so stay tuned for that. And then we got some more giveaways with the dartboard game later on as well. So lots of stuff to do. We might as well get started.
Yeah, let's do it. Are we doing A first?
Yeah, so these are all lettered A to E. We don't know the corresponding bottle.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Only Caitlin has that. So let's just start with A.
All right.
Now I got our water dropper. If you want to add some water to these, we should just go through. Let me just say which one is which. So Stagg Jr., this is batch 9, bottled at 65.95% ABV. The George T. Stagg is a 2017. That one is bottled at 64.6. The Weller is also a 2017. That is 64.1. The E.H. Taylor is a 2018. That is 64.85. And the Blantons is a 2016, and that is 63.65. So they're all pretty much 64% ABV.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like a little bit less, a little bit more, but these are all pretty much the exact same 64 point whatever percent ABV.
I'm getting chirps from the crowd to bang on the gong.
Did we get another super chat?
Yeah.
Oh, you gave a super chat?
Sneaky.
You can't give a super chat to a show that you're already on.
Of course I can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. He just wants to play the drum all day, man.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Let's go A.
All right. Let's do it.
I've been saying let's go palate on pretty much every time we review.
That,
because a lot of people have been like calling me out. Not calling me out, but just saying like
let's go palate.
They just type let's go palate.
I like
comments.
I think you should get a shirt that says let's go palate.
It is kind of like a marketing thing, I guess.
I think so.
I think this is gonna be hard.
This is gonna be really hard. This one's already hard. Like I'm like, man, this smells. I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know when this is. Yeah, I think this is gonna be tough.
Do we guess, or we're just telling?
Okay, let's just do this. We can discuss the whiskey as we're trying it. Let's not guess on what we think it is
until the end,
until the very end.
I like that.
Okay,
all right.
Not to like influence each other or whatever, but
yeah. I should probably write mine in so that it's not like, oh, Rob just like copied everything that Jeremy said.
Okay, let's make some notes. Caitlin, do you have a pen we could borrow? We'll write down what we think.
Yeah, I'll just do this.
You guys have paper already?
I'm just gonna use my notepad.
I got a little bit of paper I can write on here. So Scott Chastoney's assuming that's probably Scott. Says he needs a Stagg Jr. Hasn't bought one for a while. This one, batch 9, I really thought this one was a huge improvement over a batch 3 that I previously had. You can go on Reddit. Someone's listed all the batches corresponding with the proofs.
Which were the ones that we did?
Okay, so we did the first one. The first bottle I had was batch 3, and I did not like that at all. It was way too hot, just not very good. And then I gave you a sample of batch 9. I think you reviewed that on your channel.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, batch 9, way better.
Oh, yeah. Then the one I had, which I forget which batch is.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a great nose.
Yeah. I'm just going to write my initial assumption for now.
Scott's asking, is it the 131 proof? So this one is the 131.9 proof on the Stagg Jr.
Get like a cola note on this one.
Yeah. I get like you get typical cherry, brown sugar, caramel, vanilla. But almost like that cherry cola.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some spice.
That's a hot one.
It's got some spice. Here, I can rip this off if you want to write down.
I don't know if I was ready for that one.
Water droplet. I'm going to add some water to this. I think all these can take water pretty well.
Yeah.
I haven't experimented much with the EH with water. And go 4 drops. These are all half-ounce pours. Just.
Do you know the difference in mash bill between these two here?
I do not.
Maybe Jason knows in the chat. Jason, if you know, let us know what the difference in mash bill between the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof and the George T. Stagg. I don't think the George T. Stagg is disclosed. I don't think any of these are disclosed, to be honest with you, but
right.
I know that this one's more rye heavy than this. This is wheat heavy. I know that.
Is there any rye in this?
I don't know, but I know it's wheat heavy.
Right.
Because it's a Weller, right?
Right.
So
is it just corn, wheat, barley? I wonder if there's rye in this. I want to say no, but I'm
going to say no because usually there's not too many bourbons that do 4 grain.
Right.
They mostly do 3, right? So there's going to be barley, corn, of course. How many did you put? Drops of water. Right?
I did 4.
Okay. I did 3. So
4 drops. I mean, for a half-ounce pour.
I love the flat cola note that I get on the nose. Palate was really hot the first time.
Some of these you add water to, and it doesn't bring down the heat on the palate.
It did. This is nice. I don't know. That's a tough one. Okay. It is still hot, but I love that like flat movie theater pop kind of note that I get from it.
All right, well, I better save a little so I can go back.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too.
Do a little water. We do have some palate cleansing crackers.
Yeah.
Do a little nibble. All right.
That was really good. It was hot though. Like I don't remember that experience with most bourbons, other than maybe that one.
Okay, well, you have your suspicions. I'm gonna hold my suspicion back on that and go to B.
Yeah.
Now, this one is a much more approachable nose. This is glorious on the nose, in my opinion.
That's really
nice. Ben saying that Stagg Jr. and Stagg is mash bill number 1. E.H. Taylor is mash bill number 1. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna make it way more difficult. And that's what that was my sneaky suspicion is that let's see. I mean, we said we are gonna do this at the end, but I was debating between these two.
Okay.
For that one.
Right.
I've never tried this one before though.
Right.
And this one seems to change every time I try it. So
I mean, I think I could make a guess on what I think this is right away because I love this nose so far.
Yeah.
So both mash bill number 1, and they don't disclose what mash bill number 1 is, do they?
I think it's the rye heavy one. That's all in.
So all they just say is it's rye is the second grain.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Doom nose. 40% corn, 60% wheat, 14% William Larue Weller. What does that mean?
That's William Larue Weller. That's for the William Larue Weller.
Okay.
14% barley.
Okay. Well, Ben's saying that mash bill number 1 is 10% rye.
Yeah. It's an interesting nose. Should we tease Jason with that other bottle that we have, or later?
Is Jason still in the chat, right? Mash and Drum. Jason, we got something that we found, and I think it's gonna tickle your fancy. It's a really interesting bottle. We're gonna break it out later tonight, but let's just leave it at that and let him sweat it out.
I'm just gonna put 1 drop here, just because I want to see if anything happens.
Yeah, see, this one I don't feel like
it doesn't need it.
It doesn't need the water.
Might as well keep it equal.
Like the vanillas in this are amazing.
So Peter White was saying that he has all of these as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's drinking along with us tonight.
Eric Waite said dead air. Let's time out Eric Waite for 90 seconds, please.
Do you have any other yeah. We're just enjoying this so much.
Don't time out. Don't time out. Sometimes you just need to think about the whiskey.
Absolutely.
You can't be talking the whole time.
It's when you're enjoying it a lot, that's when it's
we can't sip at the same time. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's also a problem.
That's the problem.
All right. I'm ready to move on for the next one.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's go see.
It's getting more difficult.
So when I first opened this EH, I didn't like it.
Okay.
It was very tight. There was something about it. It just didn't scream quality bourbon to me. Now that it's come down, this has been open for 4 days. Yeah, almost 4 days. It's changed a lot.
Are you talking just on the nose or on the palate as
well?
Both.
On both. Both the nose and the palate opened up, a lot more complexity, just way better whiskey. It's hard for, I think, people to do uncorkings, because if you uncork this, in my opinion, and trying it for the first time, you would give it a horrible mark compared to what it would be like, a week later, or even just a couple of days later.
Yeah. If you're going to do an uncorking, that shouldn't be your official review.
Sure.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta take it with a grain of salt, right? Because especially something that's this strong,
Yeah, exactly.
We sip at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, okay. I don't know.
Those first 3 are so similar.
That's tough.
That was tough. Yeah, that's definitely a tough one.
Okay, I think I'm gonna say.
Okay. What are you guys drinking tonight? What's everybody else drinking?
Oh, yeah, we didn't ask that. What do you guys got going on? You moving the D?
I just wanna. The DJ's asking. It's 129.2 proof.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move to D.
That's another great nose.
Yeah. All right.
I almost know immediately what this one is.
Yeah, this is one of my friends.
So definitely more sweet on this nose.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Mash and Drum did a video today premiere where he did another bracket of his March Madness bourbons from $20 to $30. If you haven't checked that out yet, check it out. It's really good. He went through 4 bourbons today and completely nailed every single one. His all guesses were right.
Wow.
His 2 favorites, he moved on to the next thing. So he crushed it.
The man's got a great palate.
He does. P-Boss has got some... Doom's got some Weller going.
Woodford double oaked.
P-Boss got some Woodford double oaked. Michael's got some Knob Creek 120 store pick. I got to get myself some more Knob Creek.
Yeah.
I love the 9-year-old. And then when they went to NAS, I haven't bought a bottle since. Not that I'm against the NAS. It's just, it seems like for the same price, I'm not jumping to buy it. I don't know if have you had the NAS regular Knob Creek?
I haven't. I had a sample of the rye. The rye is really good.
Rye, I love the rye. And then their single barrel stuff is still 9 years old. I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah, it's 9 years old.
Richie Z in the house. What's going on?
What's up, Richie? I want to save a little bit of this one. I think I know what this one is.
I think I know what this one is too.
I'm gonna be completely wrong on all of these because I don't drink enough bourbon. But
yeah, I mean, other than the EH, I haven't touched these bottles in a while, especially the Blantons. I haven't had this since I reviewed it.
So it's been a while.
Which was like, I don't know, 5 months ago.
Yeah. Well, that was one of your early reviews, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of my tasting notes in there was something about like volcano sourdough bread or something. I don't know what the hell it was. The weird one.
This one's a tough one.
We're on to E?
Yeah. I'm not getting much on the nose.
Oh, man.
What are you getting?
Barrel proof bourbon. I think this one may be a little more oak influence than the others.
Mm-hmm.
Get that too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna say that's that, and then this must be that. Okay, well, I think I've made some guesses. They could be completely wrong. I'm gonna go back to.
I wonder what the Blanton smash bill is.
Also, good question. I'm sure someone knows. Moose 76, yeah, up to 6.7 now. It was I had 6,666 subs this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. That's like you've gained 1,000 subs in like a month, pretty much. Not even.
it's that Johnny Walker video. It seems like it hits like some algorithm and goes up for like a week and then goes back down.
What's the average like
down.
a day? Like, what are you still like getting a day kind of thing?
For subs?
No, for the Johnny Walker views.
For views? It's like between 5,000 and 10,000, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The one-hit wonder Johnny Walker video launching the channel into space.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I've kind of written down what I think which one is which and my guesses. But I know which one I like the best for sure too.
All right. So, you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Let's go. Let's say what one we like the best first.
So, mine. It's hard to decide which ones I like the best, but it's between B and D. And I think so I'm not gonna say. But let's go back here really quick.
Yeah. B and D are also my two favorite.
I think on the nose, B might be a bit better.
Yeah, I know one I like the best for sure.
But then on the palate, I kind of like D better. So it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes it a tougher decision.
It makes it tough. I'm going to say it's a tie for first for these two.
No, you can't pick a tie.
I can't pick a tie?
No.
So then I got to go with taste then. Taste is usually king. So I'm going to go with
I don't know.
D.
Like, can you pick a tie for first? I don't know.
I'm going to say D then. Because on the palate, I'm loving D. Not the D.
He likes the D in his mouth.
Not the D.
He likes the D in his mouth.
I prefer the B. or plural B's. I don't know. Anyway,
could have said V. Anyway,
so yeah, that too.
We don't have that one yet.
No, that's not there. D. Second place B. Third place I think was A. And then C, and then E.
Okay, so I know my first two. I don't know what I'm going to choose between C and E, are the two kind of third place. I can go one more time. That's good. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going this, then that. No, wait. This, then that, then that.
This is why Scott and Bart pre-record these because there's a lot of dead air.
What one? I don't know. All right. We're going to make it worth your while. Someone's going to win a 1 ounce sample of each and every one of these, and you're going to have a good time drinking them because they are very good whiskeys. I think all of them are good. Some of them are exceptional.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Go first,
so my first place is B. B got the W for me, followed up by D, then C, then E, then A. And if I had to guess what these are, I'm going to say my first place was George T. Stagg, second place, the Weller, third place, the Blantons, fourth place, the E.H. Taylor, and fifth place, the Stagg Jr.
Okay, so I didn't pick. Well, anyway, we're pretty close, but D was my first. I think that's Weller as well.
Yes, I think that's Weller.
B, I think is George T. Stagg.
I also think that's George T. Stagg,
and that's my second place.
Okay.
So if that's true, then we're aligned in what we previously thought.
Yeah.
C was for me E.H. Taylor.
Okay.
But I could be wrong about that because I haven't tried it. It could be the Blantons as well.
See, that's where I was thinking too. That's where I'm unsure. Between the Blantons and the EH.
Yeah, but that was my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 was A, and then my number 5 was E.
So what did you think A was?
A I thought was the Stagg Jr.
Yeah,
and E I thought was the Blantons.
Okay, so we guessed the exact same, except for we flipped
the Blanton,
EH and the Blantons.
Yeah.
But we guessed the same with these 3 different whiskeys.
Okay, cool.
All right. So
and the ranking, so the ranking was pretty similar as well.
Because I went
what we think
Stagg
is the
first,
Stagg,
then this, then the Blantons, then the EH, than this last.
Right. Okay. So let's see. So where's the legend?
Caitlin has the official legend.
Which one do you guys know? Which one?
Well, you come say hi to everyone.
You didn't see me yet. No.
There you go.
All right, so
So you were right on your favorite
wow.
one, and you were right on your favorite one.
Wow. See that?
so
But
E
we were
was-
wrong about
Wow.
the Stagg Jr. was E. So
So-
Blanton's was C.
All right, so let's just show this to the camera so they know what's
Here,
going
I
on.
can put it up.
Throw it up, see if that can focus. I'll tell you when it's focused.
So
Okay, so we guessed A. I guessed it as a Stagg Jr., but it's actually the E.H. Taylor.
you know what's funny is I had Stagg Jr. or E.H. Taylor, and then I erased E.H. Taylor, so I lose.
So Blanton's was C. So I was correct on that. I was correct on the George C. Stagg. I was correct on the Weller. I got the Stagg Jr. and the E.H. confused.
I was correct on the Stagg and the William Larue Weller, and I think I botched the rest.
Okay. That's interesting to me that I would confuse the Stagg Jr. with the E.H. because I just drank this like a lot for the
Yeah.
last like couple days. I haven't touched this one in a while, but
It's because the mash bills are very similar, so or they're the same. So it's just like
right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
very difficult to pick that up.
I mean, I guess all these whiskeys minus this has been open for a while, so
Yeah.
this has obviously some room to oxidize.
So what's cool is I mean I really like this one compared to the gold and all the other Blantons, but I ranked it number 3 in this.
Same.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think our rankings were pretty similar.
Yeah, our rankings were pretty much similar. You picked the Weller, which you thought you would because that's your favorite. I picked the Stagg because I thought I would because it's my favorite.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I think I like the nose better on the Stagg than
Absolutely.
the Weller, but I just like the palate a bit more because it's a touch sweeter. It's a little bit
Mhm.
more viscous. This one, I love the cola notes that I got out of
Absolutely.
that one, but I got it out of the Stagg as well. Or
Mhm.
no, which was it? The A. So no, the E.H. Taylor, I got that out of as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so BTAC collection 1-2 for us. I just think that this was a dead giveaway with the sweetness on the nose.
yeah,
I mean, right away, I'm like, yeah, that's for sure the Weller.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough, I guess, doing a blind and getting completely blind results if you know the whiskey,
no, exactly.
right? I mean, like, if you know the whiskey, you know the whiskey is. It just at that point it doesn't really come blind because I'm like, okay, well, this is obviously the Weller.
Yeah, it's experience. Like I think you got this bottle at the halfway point or
Right.
just over the halfway point.
Yeah.
So up until that point, that was mine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this was Rob's bottle
I'm
that
quite
we traded.
familiar.
Did we trade for that? Or yeah, we
I
traded.
think we traded for
we traded
it.
something for it. So,
I'm pretty familiar with that bottle, right? So
but this whiskey is exceptional. I think it's one of my favorite bourbons.
mhm.
It I'm gonna say it beats out the Pappy Van Winkle 15 for me this specific year versus that specific year I had for the Pappy 15, which I think is a 2017 as well.
Personally, I think both of these do. Like I really like. It was the palate on the Pappy that like there was like an oaky note that I didn't love about the Pappy 15,
Mhm.
which maybe people like that. Maybe that's what they're looking for, right?
A lot of times, I think, in my experience with bourbon anyway, is that the oak that you pick up, if you like it, you'll like the whiskey. If you don't, you won't as much, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people for that Pappy 23, they're like, it's over oaked. There's too much oak. There's lots of oak, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like that oak note they have in there. So I guess it kind of just depends, right? It's all on what you think. Let's give some of this away.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it. All right. So trivia question. One winner going to win a 1 ounce sample of each and every one of these bottles.
That's a pretty badass giveaway.
It's going to be a good night for whoever wins this and pours them out because this was great. All these whiskeys are awesome. So it's going to be the first person to answer correctly as I see it on my computer. Now, again, we like preface this every single time because there's some delays. What you see coming up in the chat on your computer isn't necessarily what we see. So it's going to have to come through here. So get your fingers ready. The question is this, it requires 2 answers. So I need both answers correctly for you to win. Here it is. In 2018, a significant Buffalo Trace release was intentionally bottled at a higher ABV, which was a throwback to an identical proof in which the brand originally was bottled at. Name the bottle and the current proof.
Wow, comments are flying in. Oh, just on here, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not seeing anything. So you need the bottle and the current proof that it's bottled at. Jason Coates got it on my computer. Eagle Rare 17, 101 proof. That is correct.
On this, Peter White has Eagle Rare 17, but you had to have the proof as well.
Yeah, so I said you need 2 answers. You need the bottle and the proof. Jason Coates got it. So here it is. Buffalo Trace went back to the way they used to bottle Eagle Rare at 101 proof. I think a lot of people were complaining just kind of about the Eagle Rare 17 not being a high enough ABV. If you read the last sentence in this, it says it here. This year, in tribute to the original Eagle Rare brand launched in 1974, we have returned the whiskey to its original strength of 101 proof. So there's the answer. Eagle Rare 17 this year, 2018, they bottled it at 101 proof.
This one's going to go for insane money because I think there was like less than 2,000 bottles.
One interesting thing about the Eagle Rare 17 this year, 89% evaporation in the bottle.
That's insane.
In the barrel.
In the barrel.
89% evaporation.
So basically very little liquid left.
10% of what they of the barrels they took, they bottled it. So that's crazy. Jason, congratulations, man. I think I have your email. I think I have your address. Send it to me again just so I have it, and I will send this off to you.
Awesome.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Interesting. If you look at evaporation, like I was reading up on just kind of like the Buffalo Trace releases, like their annual stat kind of sheet for the BTAC collection.
Yeah.
About 54% evaporation for the Stagg, about the same for the Weller, but that Eagle Rare at 90% evaporation, I guess wherever they had those barrels or something, I mean, that seems very drastic.
That's got to be terrifying for a distillery owner.
Like they like lift up the barrel and like throw it like, oh my God, we're screwed.
I mean, they don't need any more money. Buffalo Trace is doing okay, I think, but
you look at the secondary market on that Eagle Rare for 2018, and it is up there.
Well, Scott from the Scotch Test Dummies is saying that it's going for around $2,000 American.
Yeah, I mean,
that's insane.
I guess right.
Do we get any of it? Do we get any of the
LCBO got? I think I want to say 14 bottles,
which is not bad considering.
It's actually I thought that was I thought they were gonna get 3 because that's what a case is. They send these things in cases of 3.
Yeah. Well, the time that I bought from, what was it, Craft Cellars. This one and the other William Larue Weller.
Mm-hmm.
It was a case of 3. It showed 3 on the site. I tried to grab all 3, and they're like one of them was already gone, and it allowed me to buy 2 online.
Right.
I thought I was dreaming for a long time until I woke up that morning and the lady actually emailed me saying, "Okay, we're gonna send it to you."
Yeah, I remember that. I remember everyone wanted to hurt you,
to kill me.
Yeah. Eagle Rare 17, I've never had the opportunity to try it.
Mm-mm.
Actually, you know what? I had a bottle and I traded it. What did I traded it for something? I forget now.
The older 17s weren't as intriguing as this one.
Right.
Because they weren't as high in ABV.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen, I don't know if you ever watch the Bourbon Brothers. They're a YouTube channel. They do a lot of awesome bourbons. They reviewed one of the Eagle Rare 17s one year, and they actually said that the 10-year-old, they prefer the 10-year-old to the 17-year-old that year, which I thought was crazy.
Wow.
I thought that was insane.
Scott's saying that he's talking and taking or talking. I think he meant taking. He's talking a new release that's coming from Eagle Rare Line Limited. Is that what he meant about the 2K? So it's not the Eagle Rare 17 that's going for 2K American? I don't know.
I'm not following. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going for 2,000 US. Don't try to jump up here.
It says he said Eagle Rare 17 for 2K. So
sorry, the cat was about to jump up on the table. I saw it in his eyes. He wanted up here. All this bourbon talk. Anyway,
he wants some bourbon.
Peter White traded a 17 Eagle Rare. Yeah, I traded. What did I trade it for? I either traded for. I think I traded for a Balvenie Ton 1401, or yeah, I think that was it. I think I traded it for a Balvenie Ton.
And it does blow my mind because these are retailing for $160 Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balvenie Ton retails for $850 in Ontario.
Right.
So it blows my mind how people are so willing to walk away from high-end Scotch, but will like give their right testicle for one of these.
Yeah, I mean it's the hype train, right? I don't know.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But that was fun. I'm gonna finish off my George C. Stagg because this is a great bourbon.
So Scott was talking about a 20-year-old Eagle Rare. He misspoke earlier.
Okay, so that is a special release that's just out as of last year, I think. Pretty sure.
Oh, that's the fancy decanter?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's going for 2K.
Yeah, I can see that. What's this one? Oh, yeah.
So we did okay. I mean, I'm not ashamed of my positioning of these.
Well,
they're all so similar.
I'm disappointed that I couldn't pick up the Stagg Jr. because I thought I could for sure. But I'm glad that I didn't confuse it with like the George C. Stagg.
Yeah, that would have been a mess.
Yeah.
Or saved a lot of people a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just think this one needs more time. Like, I think around 7 to 9 years old. Don't quote me on that. This one's 15 to 16, I believe.
And both of them, so DH Sales and Scott are saying that Eagle Rare was actually 2K retail. So the secondary on that's probably like 10K.
Wow.
That's probably insane.
That's crazy. One interesting thing about the Eagle Rare 17 2018 bottling, it's actually an 18-year-old. 18 years old, I think 18 in a couple months.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
And
so that's kind of weird, right? That they would leave it an extra year.
And call it 17?
Well, they're still going to call it 17. But it's interesting to me that wasn't, that they kept that for this year's release.
Yeah.
It's always concerning, I think, for me. It's like, oh, this whiskey's not ready yet, or we should keep this whiskey for. Maybe they just decided to keep it for another year. Whatever, not a big deal. But that's interesting.
That seems to be the philosophy for like a lot of these newer distilleries. Oh, the only reason they have a 30-year-old whiskey is because it wasn't ready at 10 years old.
Right.
But I don't know if that's true though. Like a lot of these high-end distilleries want older whiskey in their repertoire. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think they always keep stock around. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what their plans are, what they're thinking, what the master distiller's thinking. But it is interesting to me that they would wait an entire full year to bottle that Eagle Rare 17 this year than last.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen a review on it. Probably because no one's opening them because they're worth more than their drink,
Yeah.
Oh, Whiskey Throttle in the house.
Yeah, I'm just putting him on a timeout.
Oh, we got timed out. What is he saying?
He got timed out for calling me a jabroni.
Oh my god. Him and his jabroni. It's like his favorite word. That guy and his jabronis.
From now on, you use that word, Daniel, you get timed out. Putting you in timeout.
Wow. Buffalo Trace actually takes some barrel pours and seal vats to stop them aging and release them later. Wait for younger barrels to mature. Okay, so there's something that I didn't know. So they actually take them, put them in steel vats to stop the aging process, and then release them.
Oh wow,
after that.
That makes sense.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because like we have, like, say they have whiskey ready to go now, but they've already kind of like got their allotment ready. We got to save this for next year.
Yeah, that would totally make sense. I wonder if that like slows the evaporation process, probably because there's not as much oxygen allowing it to breathe.
Yeah.
Should we do the dartboard?
Oh, well. I mean, might as well keep the ball rolling, right?
Wow, well, that's what. Yeah.
Okay. Let's clear out some of this stuff. Let me finish. What was A again?
Everybody's calling me a jabroni now because I know.
Once the ball starts flowing, then all the jabronis start dropping. Oh, right.
Yeah, anybody that uses jabroni has to do a mandatory super chat. 100%. That is a great rule, Caitlin. Especially Scott from the Scotch Test Dummies.
You want me to come grab some stuff?
Yeah, if you don't mind, maybe just grabbing some of these glasses, and we'll set up to do the little dartboard challenge.
I really hope my wife is watching right now so that she can see, like, you know, the effort that a power couple can put.
You kind of dug into your wife a little bit last time we were on there. You're like, oh, Caitlin's like so helpful. Where's my wife? You know, like pick up the slack. She's
I guess
she's not busy taking care of your 2 kids.
Well, by the time I go live, they're usually
stuff.
sleeping. But yes, no, my wife does a shit ton for me. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
No, she's good.
Kevin paid for his, or Kev
That's
paid
true.
for his jabroni.
Kevin, yeah, he already paid. Oh,
There we go. See,
Jason, get the
And
gong
Jason-
out.
and Jason doesn't even want to say jabroni. So
Yeah.
yeah, sure, please, thank you. I think you're only allowed to watch or say jabroni if you don't actually watch wrestling anymore, because it's not cool if you actually still watch wrestling.
Wait, I don't even know the origin of jabroni.
Jabroni was The Rock back in the day. He used to
Okay.
call people jabroni,
It's The Rock, right?
and like only if they smelled what he was cooking.
Right. Oh, Scotch Test Dummies. See, I feel
Thank
like
you.
this is almost like, what does jabroni mean? Scott just did a super chat.
Well,
You gotta
Daniel
give him
just
a
uses it as like a semi-racial slur
That's what I
toward me because I'm Italian. I think he thinks because it ends in an I, he assumes that it's racially like against Italians. I guess I don't know.
Scott just threw out a super chat, so one more gong.
We gotta gong it.
Scott, thank you very much. Appreciate it, man.
You guys can call me jabroni all night long if you super chat.
Jason, thank you very much. Vito is saying that I should feel some shame because I didn't know the Rock slogan. Okay, my wrestling, I used to love old WWF.
Me too.
Um,
Back in the day, grade
like-
9 was the cutoff point for me.
Yeah, like I was watching that stuff in like grade 4, like really, really back. Like
Yeah,
like
like-
Bushwhackers, like
Hulk
Hacksaw
Hogan.
Jim Duggan, like remember Doink and Dink, like those little clowns. Like I love that, like old school.
So DH says super chatty said you're such a Rudy Poo candy arse. That's another rockism.
I was gonna say that's got to be Rock.
It's a rockism.
Yeah, I got rid of wrestling when it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think that's that era. That guy, The Rock, is when I kind of just tuned out.
I tuned out, yeah. Grade 9, I tuned out.
When you got
just
interested in girls, then
Girls.
you're just like, I
Yeah.
can't be watching wrestling. I'm
Although-
too occupied.
because, yeah, I mean, then they introduced the divas, and that's why a lot of guys stuck around, I think.
They had to.
But, I mean, poor guys.
But those are the guys that probably weren't getting
They weren't
girls.
getting it in real life. It's all good, guys. No, we're not judging.
All right. Let's
Dartboard?
yeah. Okay. So the dartboard blind challenge. So out of one blind challenge right into the next. If you watched my first live, you know what this one's about. We have 20 different samples. Let me pull it up. Oh man, I gotta find this. Hold
Is
on.
99 cents worthy of a gong? I'll give you like a semi-gong, Daniel. That's all you deserve.
Okay. Let me just find this. All right. So if you watched my first live, then you kind of know what this is about. So again, 20 samples. Here's the list of the samples. So these are all from. Okay, hold on. These are all samples from my collection. 20 different bottles. They're all sherried whiskeys or sherry finished whiskeys. They all have a bit of sherry in them. Here it is.
Yeah.
So this is how it's going to work. We have a dartboard behind us. There's 20 spots on the dartboard, 20 whiskeys. We know what the list is. We don't know which one we're going to get. Caitlin has labeled all the samples randomly. They all have a number from 1 to 20. So we're going to throw a dart. Oh, wait, first of all, we're going to choose someone to play along with us. They're going to win a sample automatically from this list. They can pick whatever one they want, and they're going to win a Sipper Social Club, I Sip and I Know Things whiskey glass, which I have to show. I don't know where it is. Anyway,
yeah,
you see, it's a whiskey glass.
Yeah.
So we think, well, I know I should be able to pick out these whiskeys. They're in my collection. I should be able to blindly pick out of the 20 which one it should be. Rob has
these are also in your collection. Just letting you know,
right?
And we.
That's true.
We didn't get
I
all
messed
of
them up.
We didn't get all.
That's
of
right. Rob has also tried every single one of these whiskeys on the list as well.
That's right.
So if we do not correctly pick the whiskey, let's say if one of us gets it wrong, I'm going to give you another sample of your choice from that list. If we both get it wrong, I'm going to give you another sample and another glass. So 2 samples, 2 glasses. Someone's going to win 1 sample, 1 glass automatically. So
So how do we choose who plays along with us?
It's going to be a trivia question.
Oh, it's a trivia.
It's going to be a trivia question.
My listening skills are not always the best. Teachers are the worst listeners.
Yeah, because you're too busy talking all the time. All right. This one is going to be an easy question. Again, the first person that shows up in my feed will win it. The question is, so you're going to win a sample from the list. I'll borrow the list again so you can take a look and pick it. Oh, one thing I should add. Let me just throw up the list one more time.
Check out Peter White's.
We've already done. Last time we did the Balvenie Ton 1401, and I successfully guessed that. So the Balvenie sample is out. We're not going to sample it. It's number 9. So if we throw 9, we'll just throw again.
Yeah.
But you can still choose that whiskey as the whiskey sample that you get if you want to.
I just want to put you on a timeout for 1 second just because Brett is saying that he's a new subscriber and he's loving it so far. Thank you for joining us, Brett. Jeremy really appreciates you joining.
Brett, thank you. Welcome to Sipper Social Club. Hope you're having a good time.
And Peter White's saying that one of us has to crack our North Star Heaven Hill.
How do you know? Yeah.
He going to. Why don't you crack yours, Peter?
Yeah, we got a really interesting bourbon that we're going to open up. After we're done this, we're going to open it up. It is a Heaven Hill 9-year-old bourbon finished in an Ardbeg cask.
That sounds good.
Bottle at cask strength. As soon as I saw this, I was like, actually, you know who pointed it out to me? One of my good friends from Toronto Whiskey Society. He's like, Leo, look at this. I'm like, this bottle I have to have. Yeah. I have to have it. It just looks so interesting. Like, that's what I do. I take a bourbon or a whiskey and finish it in like a peated cask or whatever. So I'm really interested to see how this one works out.
I think it's going to be awesome. It might actually open a door to some things that we'll expect in the future.
Right. Yeah.
I think. Oh, another 9.
Our good friend, Whiskey Throttle. Thank you so much, Daniel. Throwing his loonies around tonight. Really appreciate it.
You're allowed to call me a jabroni one more time.
Give him the gong.
Oh yeah, give him.
You got to keep up on your gong
Sorry,
duty.
man. I should have given him like the mini gong, the mini like. So who's going first here? Oh, you gotta.
hold
ask,
on.
You gotta ask the question.
Yeah. Steve. So Steve A is saying that the Igor 17 was 1,627 bottles this year, which is under 1,500 last year. Interesting.
Wow, last year there's so little. I thought there would have been less this year.
I should look back and see if they had the same amount of evaporation. If it's maybe even more evaporation previous year.
Maybe that's why they decide to bottle at such a low ABV. Usually.
That's probably a good point. That's probably why they bottled it. What is it, 45%?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Daniel owes you another $1, by the way.
Oh, he said 3
He
jabronis.
said 3 jabronis.
All right. Better throw it up. Okay, so what are we doing? All right.
So you're asking a question.
Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Let me just reiterate because I kind of lost myself. I'm going to give a trivia question. That person is going to automatically win Sipper Social Club whiskey glass and a sample of their choice from the list of 20. Then, if one of us does not correctly guess what the whiskey is, they're going to win another sample of their choosing. If both of us incorrectly guess the whiskey, they're going to win another sample plus a whiskey glass. It'll be a total of 2 samples, 2 whiskey glasses.
And I'm going to add a sample to that as well.
And Rob's throwing in a sample too.
If I'm wrong, that person gets another one as well.
Okay, so Caitlin, can you get us our whiskey glasses, our blacked out glasses? Oh, that's right. Sorry. Let me just show the camera what we did here. So these are just so we got blacked out glasses, so the color of the whiskey won't give it away. Just use electrical tape. So we have those ready to go. Let's get a winner first. All right. So the trivia question is, it's going to be a simple one. So get ready. Again, it's the first person on my screen to answer correctly. The new Weller Foolproof Bourbon, which I just showed a picture of, what is the ABV of that whiskey?
I'm not going to participate.
What, are you going to answer?
I almost did. I almost did.
No, you can't answer. ABV. Andrew.
I got Andrew, yeah.
Andrew, whoa. It is exactly 57% ABV. Vito, 57.1. Oh, man, sorry that you added that 0.1. Proof, I didn't ask for the proof. I asked for the ABV, specifically ABV. So, Andrew, you are the winner. So, you're playing along with us. Let me throw up the list again.
Ooh, P-Boss had the proof, though. He had it down. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I remember I very specifically said ABV.
You said ABV, yeah.
ABV.
You said
ABV. Here's the list again. So you can take a look.
P-Boss has probably tried that whole list as well.
So Andrew, take a look. You've won Sipper Social Club drinking glass or whiskey glass and any one of these whiskeys, a sample of any one of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw a dart. I'll bring this list up later too, so you can check it out if you haven't made a decision already.
So this is going to stick if you just like go.
Yeah, it's a magnetic dartboard. All right, so Rob's the guest. He has the honor / pressure to throw the dart.
Super nervous about this.
Well, first time I missed it too. Well, it hit and hit off. Go ahead.
What did I hit?
It hit the board and just bounced off.
Oh, see?
Okay, well, you got more shots. We can keep going here. All right. What did we get? 15. All right. So Caitlin has this randomly selected out. So whatever whiskey 15 is, she's going to pour that for us into the blacked out Glencairns. And we will we'll try to guess it. Now, the first time I did this, I got the Balvenie Ton 1401 Batch 6, which I know very well, and I know that it has a very distinct note in it, which gave it away almost immediately to me. So that was an easy one. So here's the list, if you want to take a look at it. Now, we have a couple of Glendronics on here. We have the Glendronach 11-year-old single cask, the 15, the 18, the 21, I think if we get one of those, it might be a little hard to choose.
These all look very familiar, especially that one right there.
Some of these whiskeys were Rob's that he had and then traded, or just gave to me. I'm not sure. Probably gave.
Some of them,
Such a nice guy.
A lot of them we traded.
Well, nice guy. Yeah.
DJ owes you super chat because he called me a jabroni.
Keep throwing them up.
And then Scott from the Scotch Test Dummies told you not to confuse me.
I know.
Well, according to some,
bright light sometimes confuse this guy. So.
Yeah, exactly. There's a cat.
Needs to go closer. There we go. Number 15. All right. Okay. So it's number 15, whatever number that is. Caitlin is actually she's gonna write. She's got the master key. She's gonna write out what it is and show you guys, so you guys will know exactly what whiskey it is that we're trying when we're trying it. I will turn my screen away so I'm not tempted to look.
Oh yeah, I gotta close mine as well, right?
Or you just don't have the screen open. I'm just gonna downsize this. Here, let me turn it towards you so you can see when it focuses, and then you'll know.
what's going on, man.
Oh, it's too close to this webcam, remember?
That shouldn't really do it. Okay, how's that? Are we back?
Yes.
Are we back?
Is the volume back?
Is the audio
Okay,
back?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, it's back. It's back.
Are we back?
Thanks, Scotty.
Are we back? We're
Yeah,
good.
we're back.
Okay,
We're good. We got it.
Oh my god. All right, sorry. I unplugged everything. You know how it goes. All right, so
Everything was going great until we turned the camera.
We turned it, and then the connection came loose. Anyway,
all to ensure this was blind.
All right, so we're back. So we got the whiskeys poured. So I guess first impressions.
You know what? Like, I've been noticing this the whole time when people were making inappropriate primate comments
Right.
and stuff like that. And I know what it is right away, because when I nosed this, when I first opened this bottle, when I nosed it, I was really upset because it has this note in it that I just I don't love. It's much better now. Like, oxygen has helped enormously, but
Now, I had an inclination of exactly what I thought it was, but I'm not 100% sure. I gotta try it.
What I will say is this bottle was sent to me by Richie Z, and I could taste it and nose it right away.
I think I know what it is. I don't know what Richie Z sends you a lot of bottles, isn't he?
So far, well, I bought this bottle, so
Okay.
he said, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Now I'm thinking it's something else, though. This is tough. This is tough for me.
All right,
You're confident.
I'm confident.
You're confident.
I know.
Okay.
I know because I wanted this whiskey to be amazing.
Okay, well, say no more.
Sorry.
I'm not. I don't
I'm
know.
giving you too much already.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So who's getting these samples again?
Andrew. Andrew is the winner.
So I apologize to you in advance, Andrew, but you're going to be one less sample. Watch me be wrong.
That'd be awesome.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be awesome if you were wrong. I'm narrowing it down to like 3 different ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like heavier on the sherry. You get like almost like this like sherry kind of like seems like there's like it's like this dirty kind of muddy kind of sherry to it.
Yeah. There's a lot of notes in here that I really enjoy. There's just one note that I can't get out of my head, that I smelt it from the moment I opened this bottle, and I still smell it now.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like, I don't know if it's like a very like enjoyable like vomit smell. Not what you were thinking of.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's in and along those lines. I was thinking more bathroom type smells.
See, I feel like this one, because it really tastes like another one on the list too. Man. Okay. All right. I'm going to make my decision, although I could be very, very wrong on this. Not very wrong, but it's either between 1 or 2 for me. So I'll say, because you're confident, you know what you're saying, right? You're not changing your mind.
I'm not going to, I'm not going to change.
So you have what you're going to say. You're not going to change your mind.
100%.
I'll go first then, because I'm more unsure.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is the Deanston 20. But that's my choice. I'm going Deanston 20-year-old. My second choice was the Glenbergie 18-year-old bottle by Aston Morris, because
I've had that less, so I wouldn't know if that's similar. But I think you're right.
What's your guess?
That's my guess.
The Deanston 20.
Deanston 20-year-old.
Okay. So our guesses are Deanston 20. Caitlin, what is the whiskey?
Deanston 20.
It's the Deanston 20.
This is.
Okay, we got it.
Out of all the whiskeys on this list,
Okay.
the one that I was gonna get for sure was that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? You just got that note.
That
like,
note is like, I know it from a mile away.
No, I don't think this whiskey is that good. I think Deanston makes a lot of better whiskeys at a younger age. Go grab that Asta Morris, if you will, Caitlin, please.
From what I was told,
it's on the bottom shelf there, right beside the Belvini and the Cavalan. Because I want to pour that and you just kind of compare. Because I picked up top shelf. Sorry.
So
the bottom shelf behind the glass.
I gave you this bottle, and the reason why I did is because I wanted to see if you got
Asta
those
Morris
notes that I got.
Yeah. So what is the note that you were picking up then?
It's like a urinal type note. Like it's not quite like urine.
Okay.
But it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's like
a urinal cake almost.
Yeah.
Do you have any ones washed?
It's like
any other ones rinsed or no?
It's like a clean urinal type note. It's
like a freshly cleaned urinal.
Yeah, but he's still like with remnants of urine.
Right.
It's so bad. Like,
see, like this one, I don't have that much experience with. I've only tried it a couple times because I don't.
That's right. Yeah, you only tried it like once, I think, unless you tried it here.
Yeah, I did try it here. You gave me the bottle. I tried. I brought it home. I tried it. I want to save these glasses and reuse one of these. I'm just gonna rinse out one of these ones. So sorry, Andrew, you do not win double, but let me know. I'm gonna throw up the list again. I'm not sure if you've made a selection or not. Did Andrew pick what sample he wanted?
Andrew, just make the selection again.
Andrew, if you've made your selection,
yeah,
just throw it up again so I can see, because I'm interested to know what you're thinking. You don't have to make it now. I guess. Well, yeah, you do have to make it now because I want to know.
Peter White is even saying urine ammonia equals Deanston 20.
Urine and ammonia, yeah.
That's how I was describing it before, ammonia, but everybody knew what I meant by ammonia, so I just figured come up with it.
Yeah. Still kind of smells.
He wants the HP 25.
Highland Park 25. Okay, yeah, very good.
Good choice.
Yeah, good choice. Good choice on there for sure. There's really only there's like 3 or 4 like really good whiskeys on the list.
No, there's a lot of really good whiskeys on that list.
I mean, like as far as approaching stuff you don't see every day,
like unicorn type, like
right. That Belvini ton's really good. The Highland Park 25, that Oloroso Cava fan is also really good too. All right, so Highland Park 25. Email me at supersocialclub@gmail.com with your address. I will send out that sample and the whiskey glass to you as well. All right, so I just want to pour just a little bit of this. This is a Glenbergie 18-year-old bottled by Asta Morris, 48% ABV.
Which glass is that?
Oh, some of that.
One of the
no, it still smells like bourbon. I need give me one of those. Now this does not have that like urinal smell to it. You just try it. I know this whiskey pretty well. But as far as like the sherry influence,
there is a similar note though. Like it's not quite there, but it's like
right.
It's like a sour note.
Yeah.
It's like a sour oak note.
Yeah. So that's that one.
So I guess because there's a G&M cast strength Glenbergie sitting on a shelf at a store I frequent, and it's been, like I said, just sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that note is off-putting to a lot of people, like if that's why it's sitting there.
I don't know. Steve A is heading out. Steve, cheers, man. Have a good one. Take it easy.
Cheers, buddy.
But yeah, that Deanston 20. How much was that? How much does that bottle go for?
It was not cheap. It was like, I want to say $180.
Really? Wow.
Like when all like shipping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Steve saying that Larry does a great job with the Cava fan picks. Yeah.
Richie paid for shipping because he wanted to like gift a portion of the bottle to me. So I can't remember exactly. I could be wrong. Richie actually would know better than I do. But from what I've heard about that bottle, like guys like Roy and the Scotch 4 Dummies and all these different guys tell me that I must have a bad bottle. or we have a bad bottle because it's way better than that.
Okay.
So
yeah, could be a batch thing.
But yeah, I do get that, a little bit of that. Like I could definitely see why you would.
I was close to that. Yeah,
they're not far off.
That.
They're not far off.
But I just feel like I know this whiskey more, and I know that this wasn't exactly that. Well, I'm glad that we picked it. Not so much for Andrew's sake, but for her own sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a fun game. I think I kind of like playing it.
It is a good game.
So we'll have to add some more whiskeys and kind of reshuffle once we get down there, because now we've got 2 away. So
here's a question.
Yeah.
We are thinking about buying an exceptional cask, exceptional single cask Macallan. We open that bottle,
Yeah.
we pour our first dram, and we get that note. What happens?
We sell off samples to our friends and say it's the best whiskey we've ever. I don't know. That's this thing, right? It's like you never know. You never know.
Sherry is one of those tricky things. Like with a bourbon, you got to worry that it might be over oaked. With a sherry cask whiskey, you can always worry that. Like that's happened. That's the second time that's happened to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's the risk about, buying a whiskey you've never tried before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, even though you said like it could just be a bad batch, right?
Could be corked, could be anything.
And that's kind of on the distillery, I think. Unless, of course, something happens with the cork or something that they can't control.
Yeah.
But to throw out a batch of whiskey has a big deviation from the rest of what you're getting there, that's tough.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is better.
Kevin's asking me, could you link the Cava fan in the description? Kevin, if you go onto Facebook and search Cava fan, you should be able to find their page. And if you like it or add yourself, and then the admins will add you, I think. I think that's how it works.
So this is better than the Deanston, in my opinion. A lot better.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to tell that that's PX.
Right?
Doesn't taste PX to me.
Yeah. Now this is the one that's not filtered.
Yeah. So
like not even like paper filtered. There's settlement in the bottom of this. You can see it. It's floating around in there.
Yeah.
This whiskey, in my opinion, is over sherried. Mm-hmm. It's like it's got a lot of sherry influence in it. And yeah, unfiltered, like not even paper filtered. It's just interesting to me. It's not the greatest sherried whiskey. It's just different than a lot of other ones that you've tried.
I like it though. It's better. I mean, I wouldn't even with water. That works much better than the Deanston. Yeah. Yeah. So Daniel's saying that we need to get the new triple distilled Bloody Mary SMWS 5.63.
SMWS always has good stuff, man. It's hard to keep up with them,
4 is Highland Park. I can't remember what 5 is.
I got the list. 5.63.
Mm-hmm. Santa Cruzan is saying could have been the security at the border. Yeah. They injected it with something, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really come into too many of those. Like, actually, none really.
Yeah.
5 is Akatoshan.
Cool. Yeah, that would make sense because it's triple distilled. I should have picked that up.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No, honestly, that Glenbury drinks a lot better than the Deanston, in my opinion.
Yeah. 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 Let's move on to that North Star.
Yeah.
Unless you have a suggestion of what else you want to.
No. That's. Drink. I mean.
Yeah.
Do we still have some of our bourbon buddies in the?
I don't know. I don't know if
Bourbon
Jason
Insane
is still around.
Bourbon Sane just joined us.
Oh, Bourbon Sane, what's up?
I guess that would be a good time. Bourbon Sane. So 2 glasses here.
Yeah.
Should I get it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in here. How do you pronounce Agatoshin? Agantoshin? Agatoshin.
I pronounce it Akintoshin.
Akin. That's right.
Akin.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
We also have the SMWS outrun that we can.
Oh, right.
We don't have to do that all tonight because we don't want to crawl. Well, you just have to crawl to your bed. I got to crawl back to Kleinberg. So.
Yeah. All right. So let me see if the camera will pick this up. This is an independent bottler called North Star. This is.
Oh, I should have just done that. Here, let me give it up.
Okay.
Heaven Hill.
It's a 9-year-old Heaven Hill bourbon, finished in what they call an Isla cask, but it's Ardbeg. They finished it in an Ardbeg cask.
A lot of these independent bottlers, or this is North Star is trying to make a name for themselves. They bottle a lot of stuff without the name of the company actually on it.
Right.
They don't like advertising for other companies. Sure. So that's why it says Isla cask as opposed to Ardbeg cask.
Yeah. So this is one of 253 bottles, cask strength, 66.1% ABV, bottled September 2018, distilled September 2009. So yeah, 9 years old. Unchill filter, natural color, bottled from a bourbon cask, finished in an Isla hogshead. So it'll be interesting to see.
Got 51 watching.
51 watching? Awesome.
Yeah. A couple people are wondering if I was going to be influencing young minds tomorrow after all this alcohol. We're on March break right now.
Up here in Canada, it's March break. Which is a week vacation for you. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's harder, doing the dad thing or
full-time dad
work. I'm almost afraid to like smell this because I want it to be amazing.
I know if it sucks, it's gonna. Well, it's a neck pour, so we'll keep that in mind.
Keep
obviously.
it in mind.
Out of the way. Yeah, it smells really tight.
You do get a little bit of that peat though. Touch, like an oaky smoke.
You can really get your nose in there. It's 66%, but
yeah.
The Whiskey Explorer is asking round 2 of unicorns. I wonder if he's referring to my top 5 unicorn video, or he just wants more giveaways.
Maybe. So have you read some of the comments? Well, how would you have read it? You just got this bottle tonight, but some of the things on this bottle are hilarious.
Yeah, they list their tasting notes on here, which are pretty funny.
So on the palate, brown sugar and Cajun spice. On your corn on the cob, but spelt like wacky. Then palate, brown sugar, how come you taste so good? And then finish, I bet your mama was a Cajun queen.
All right, well, we'll see if we pick up any of that. This.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
It tastes like ECBP.
That is interesting.
But like peated and smoky.
It is hot on the tongue for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this weird kind of like, almost like a zesty kind of note to it. I am picking up spice for sure.
Yeah.
Cajun spice. Maybe. It's definitely like a spicy spice, like a chili jalapeno almost, kind of like kick to it. It needs water. I think it needs water.
Yeah.
I think it needs water.
Daniel's saying we also need to get the Slipper Sipper 30.101. Another sherry bomb.
It's so hard to keep up with SMWS. Like,
It is really hard.
everything they put out is good for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And they put out, how many whiskeys come out a month?
8. 8. No, I think it might be more than that, but the 8
It varies, right?
Yeah.
It's around, well, next month there's going to be 8. Is that right?
We have 8 in that outlet.
So we have the sample pack.
We have a sample pack.
And that's for March?
It was for March, yeah. Yeah. Should I grab it? It's a lot of whiskey.
It's a lot of whiskey. It's a lot of
And
whiskey.
we've been on like a bourbon thing tonight, so it's kind of...
I think we'll probably do this. And I mean, we've been on for an hour 40.
Yeah.
How many people are still with us?
I saw 51.
We got
45 right now. Yeah.
45 still chilling.
8 in Canada. So I guess it varies from country to country.
Now, do they do exclusives to Canada, to other parts of the world, or is it all globally for everything they release?
That's a good question.
Dylan, you know that? Is it like, do SMWS have specific regions they only release stuff to, or is it global for everything?
We're getting a lot of oak, especially after the water.
Yeah, the water breath more oak. Jason's saying we get different stuff.
So I'm wondering, like, that pastries and sweet treats, is that a Canada only thing? Or so is it like 200 bottles just for Canada? Or did the US and UK get that as well?
It's interesting because, like, obviously it's a single cask, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they did one cask this region, one cask this region, even though it's more or less all the same stuff.
I don't know.
You know, they bought 6 casks, one to each major continent.
It makes it a little bit harder to review them if that's the case, because we will get things that like most people won't be able to get. So it's not even worth it for them. Like, you know,
Sure.
so it's tough.
Jesse's saying, come play poker. Man, those poker games are fun, though. If you guys are members of Canada Whiskey Exchange.
Yeah, water brings this palate to like a whole new level.
Water, yeah. So now I'm getting more like typical bourbon notes on here. Vanillas, a little bit of caramel, maybe.
I do get that, like, that spiciness. I don't know if I would definitely like. I don't know if I would identify it as Cajun spice. Just like there is spice.
Right.
It doesn't like drink like the bourbons that we had earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It definitely drinks as something different. Like, it's really nice. I like it a lot. It's very different.
It's got this zestiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not blowing me away by any means. It's definitely different. I think it's got some room to obviously oxidize.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. What do we pay for these?
I want to say 120.
120.
Was it 120 a bottle?
120 Canadian dollars. Not cheap by any means.
No.
9-year-old
There's
cask
only
strength.
200 and something bottles.
Right.
Or maybe I'm wrong about that. 66.1. It's a hefty ABV for sure.
Yeah.
Like, even with water, it's still hot.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's got some potential. Like, even just like with the water, a couple more minutes, I'm getting more like rich vanilla coming out of it. Some nice caramel. That oakiness has got cranked up, but it's also tastes like soft to me.
This is honestly, I actually like the palette I'm really liking right now, to be honest with you. The nose, I still don't get a whole lot.
As far as like peat's concerned, I'm not really picking up peat that much. You know what I'm getting? You know when you drink a peated whiskey and you leave one drop in the Glencairn overnight and you come back and smell it? and it's like very, very diminished, but you can still kind of get a little bit of that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'm almost getting that.
I think Richie Z asked you, is 300 where's the comment I missed? Oh, 375 USD worth a GTS 2018.
That's, I don't know. The 2018, I can't answer that because I haven't had the 2018 George T. Stagg. The 2017 is awesome. Now, if you look at Scotch Test Dummy's review of the 2018, they thought it was good, not as good as the previous year, which is this one. 375 USD is pretty much full retail, or sorry, full secondary price. 400, usually around 400 for the George T. Stagg, so that's a little bit less than secondary. I don't know. I can't answer that. It's something you might want to buy once. Like, it's not like you're going to buy a whole bunch of George T. Stagg at $375 US dollars. But
Unless
have it,
you're Claire the Third.
Sure. I mean, it depends on your bankroll, right? I mean, $375 might be nothing to you. In my opinion, like, for instance, for my Pappy Van Winkles, I got the 23-year-old. I traded 2 good full-size bottles for about a quarter of a 23-year-old. The 20-year-old, I won the 20 and the 15 in some raffles. I paid a decent amount of money to finally win the 15. The 20 came right away. I'm glad I have them. I'm not looking to rebuy them. It's one of those things where, like, I'm glad I had it. I drank it. I experienced it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You know, I've moved on, so to speak. Yeah. So if it's something you want to splurge on, something you really want to try, you want to splurge on it.
Yeah.
I just think, like, when you're paying full secondary, you have the most amount of area for disappointment.
Absolutely.
Because you're spending so much, and if it's not going to blow you away, you're going to feel disappointment on that. But if you spend a lot of money and you like it, then I think you'd probably be happy with it, even though you paid a lot of money for the bottle, just because it is something that not too many people get to try, and it's kind of cool to have it. So I don't know. It might be.
Bourbon Sane said, skip that, buy 5 ECBPs instead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, the value is not there when you're buying it on the secondary. You can get stuff that's going to give you a great experience, but then again, you're not going to find something that just 100% replicates this bottle.
No.
I love this whiskey.
I would say that this 2017 is really, really good. Like, yeah. I think did we try the 2016 before?
No. I had a 2016 and I traded it for that Ardbeg 1974. Peter
White swears by the fact that, like, the 2013 version that I gave him that we traded for is the best one of all time.
Okay. So, and he's tried a lot, so he would probably know.
He's tried a bunch.
The only other George T. Stagg I've ever tried was the 2010, which was exceptional. I had a pour of it at a bar. So yeah, I think to answer your question, I can tell you that the 2017 is a great George T. Stagg. If you can find that for $375, $400, it might be worth the purchase if you want to splurge and get the bottle and just have it as like a special occasion whiskey. I can tell you that this is a great whiskey.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he can flip that and make a quick profit at $375. Probably, like, what, another $200 he could make? At least, if not a little bit more. Well, the secondary for George T. Stagg is between $400 and $425. Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. USD. Yeah. As we've witnessed in lottos, though, it goes for like 900 Canadian. Well, it's different. The secondary market in Canada is different because these bottles don't cross the border by themselves. When they do, it's very scarce. And so if you're bringing it across the border yourself, there is a premium for that. Yeah, true. Stephen Connor is saying that the 2016 version is one of his least favorites. Very hot. Best one he's had is the 2009. Whiskey Throttle saying, here we go, talking about money.
Well, you can't talk about whiskey without talking about money, because it's
Yeah.
all relative to like what you're spending and the value on the whiskey, right? Like you said, like you can buy 5, Elijah Craig barrel proofs, and that's a great whiskey, and you can have a lot of that whiskey. But I guess you get to the point where it's like, okay, well, yeah, I can have lots of whiskey, or I can have, one bottle that I'm really, excited to try, and it's up to you. I don't know. I can't answer your question.
I would say $375. If this is the only time you're going to get a chance to try the GTS, do it, because you're not going to make much money spinning that if it's only going for $425 American, right? So
yeah. So Eric Wade's saying that George Stagg is for $540 there. Now, Eric, is that at a retail store? Because when I talk prices, I'm talking about
auction, or
I'm talking about like guys on secondary groups buying and selling whiskey on a daily basis, like every single day. This is what the number is. That's in the U.S. market. It's different, a little bit different in Canada. It's a lot different in the U.K., but that is when I quote those prices, that's what I see on a very daily basis, and that's what I consider price. Now, retail stores, a lot of retail stores will throw a number on a whiskey because someone will come along and buy it. I mean, I've seen Pappy Van Winkle 23s for, $4,000 US.
Yeah.
Which is almost double the secondary price of what they sell for on a daily basis. Someone might come along and buy it, but they have that in their store, and it looks cool because they have, one of the world's most sought after bourbons. So I think you kind of take retail prices in a store with a grain of salt. It's not really true secondary price, in my opinion. But when you buy it from a retail store, it's a reputable seller.
Yeah.
When you buy on the secondary market off some dude, there's been cases of fakes, obviously, right? So there's risk. There's definitely risk.
So my suspicion of what the LCBO does with these bottles, I think I was watching an old video of reviewing the George T. Stagg. So this is a really old video. I don't recommend that you go back and watch it.
Your review of the George T. Stagg. Right.
So my buddy Marco was working at the LCBO at the time, and they gave him the bottle as like a parting gift. So he was given a bottle of George T. Stagg from the LCBO.
Okay.
And I tried to make sense of that after the fact, because I know what we go through trying to get those bottles. So here's an employee getting a bottle of George T. Stagg for free as a gift for leaving a store and going to another store. A store that he's worked at, obviously, a pretty long time, considering that they would give him a bottle of that.
Sure.
So go. Like, theory talk here.
Like
now.
how
did that happen?
How did they get it?
Why was that allowed? Because it's a lottery bottle.
Right.
How are the employees getting it? And like, what don't we know about what's going on at the LCBO?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a government-run organization,
right?
And they do whatever they want because no one's going to stop them.
Absolutely.
So if the buyer that deals with Buffalo Trace is like, what's my allotment this year? He's like, okay, this is what I'm telling everyone that I'm bringing in. And these are the cases that I'm buying myself personally.
Yeah. And I think that happens all the time.
Or
we're talking about the second largest buyer of whiskey and alcohol in the entire world.
Yes.
Is the LCBO. Number one is Costco.
The largest buyer of wine in the entire world.
Largest buyer of wine.
Single company, right? Single company. They're the largest.
Single company. Number one is Costco in the United States.
Yeah.
And I would assume Alberta, because Costco sells whiskey in Alberta as well. So you're talking to number two. They're only getting 14 bottles of Eagle Rare 17-year-old, the second largest buyer in the entire world. Like, you're not going to want to appease them and give them more of this allotment?
Well, I think you got to keep in mind that they have high-end restaurants, especially in Toronto, where they probably get schmoozed. They get free dinner, and in return, they're like, here's your Pappy Van Winkle 23 that you need for your restaurants. You can have it up in the bar, and charge $300 an ounce for, or whatever.
Well, I've witnessed something along those lines firsthand. I was on a panel with two guys from the LCBO. I'm not going to go into details, but those of you that know my channel pretty well, and I've never been pampered better in my life. The lunch that we received and all the different things that we got, and that's only because the two buyers for the LCBO were there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's the way it is, right? Like, that's always going to happen. You're not going to get a fair shake from a government, any organization, but especially a government one, because who's watching them? Like, internal affairs? Do we even have that in Canada?
No, and they're not.
We don't even have that.
What do they care about alcohol?
We don't have internal affairs. They don't. It's the way it is, right? So you pay a premium for these products when they get to Canada because not that many get here. It's the way it is. We're hitting about the 2-hour mark.
Yep.
I think this was a great show.
I think, yeah. We had that one little hiccup with the microphone.
Except for when I unplugged the mic and the camera. I mean, other than like those 5 minutes, I thought it was a good show. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned. Lots of good stuff coming from the channel. Lots of more awesome giveaways, of course. Check out my Patreon. If you're from Ontario, I did a video that you might want to check out. Have a look at it. See if you're interested. Awesome giveaways as always. Rob, tell them what's going on with your stuff.
Honestly, just going to continue with Irish whiskey this month. For those of you that haven't watched it already, I posted a SMWS Bushmill 15-year-old, which we both tried. I brought it here tonight. Excellent stuff. Yeah, I got a live with the Mash and Drum Jason on Thursday.
Yeah, tune into that.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was great. Looking to do it again sometime soon for sure. Thanks, everyone, for commenting, for sticking with us. It's been fun. And yeah, until next time, have a good one, guys, and cheers.
Cheers.